Okay, actually, we are still waiting for Leonard, right?
Yeah, the TOE is Leonard, right?
Leonard is the TME.
I think because of his work. No matter, we just start first. Since his session is not so soon, we can just start first. Yes. Yeah, Christopher, that's your time.
Oh, straight away start already. I thought no opening, I think.
No opening. You are the opening.
All right, good evening, everyone. So we are here. We are gathered here today. Oh, suddenly I sound like pastor in the church. We are gathered here today in the witness of Miss Yong Yi and Mr. So and so on a memorable day. Okay, all right. Wrong occasion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I just shared with you in a few sentences is, as a person who start up the whole meeting, you are the one who set the fun, or you're the one who set the seriousness of the meeting. And that is a very quick demonstration how you set the mood of the meeting. If you set it as a very strict meeting, like a principal welcoming the students, then you'll be very strict. But if you set it in a very joking way or even a humor way, then you can see everybody lighten up, and it's like very chill and relaxed. All right. So this is how a demonstration of a very quick of how a Toastmasters of the evening impacts the whole entire meeting, and even the club president as well when during his opening address. Today we are here in a very fun way of learning 3 roles of how it's going to impact not only in Toastmasters meeting, but how does it impact you in your life and also in your career. The first role we will be dissecting will be the general evaluator, and the surgeon for the general evaluator is Dr. Diane Law. She will share with us how she's going to dissect the role of a general evaluator in terms of what is general evaluator, what does it does, and what does it impact. And at the end of the day, she's going to link it into what is in it for you to become a general evaluator. By becoming a general evaluator, what's in it for you? Because all of us always like to ask, what's in it for us? Else, you don't even want to even have a double or second look at it, right? Second role that we'll be looking at is evaluator. And for evaluator role, we have Dr. Joanna Ui. She will be sharing with us and dissecting the brain of an evaluator. And to dissect that further, she has a few key points that she will be sharing with us tonight. The first key point that she is going to share with us is focus the evaluator. By dissecting the brain, she will then help you link to the heart of the patient on what is it that you're going to evaluate with your heart and not just with your brain and your mindset or your thinking thoughts. Similarly, to focus on the speaker rather than just the speech. So it needs to be how to nourish the self-esteem of the speaker. And the most important thing is she also will help you realize what these 2 things at the side of your head does, your ears. Why does it come in pairs? Why did God give you a pair of it and not just one of it? She will share with you the listening skills as an evaluator. And finally, we have Dr. Lee Cheng Chun, and he's one of our top surgeons in our hospital tonight. She will be sharing with us on the role as a Toastmasters of the evening, or so-called TME in short. And with this, he's going to share with you how to engage and lighten up the meeting as you start the meeting, or how to engage and create a seriousness of the meeting depending on the theme of the meeting or the purpose of the meeting. And of course, with all this, he's going to share with you how to link this back to your life, to your career, and your work environment. Next, he's going to share with you how it helps you as a person to be more confident, to build excitement and your anticipation of the presentation. Now, Murphy's Law says that not everything goes as planned. So as a TME, you really need to have a backup plan and a backup plan over the backup plan, and a backup plan over the backup plan over the backup plan in case the backup plans doesn't work. So you need to be very fast in thinking on the feet, and he will share with you one of his experience. I'm sure you have read about his experience where certain things doesn't go as planned, and he think on his feet and close it up without people knowing. Finally, he will share with you how to manage uncertainties, changes, and of course, you always have people coming to your ears and say, "Hey, our speaker is not here yet. Can you please lengthen the time?" So things like that will happen. So you, as a TME, need to cover up all those gaps. So with this, we have 3 doctors and 3 surgeons here to share with us tonight on how to dissect all these 3 roles. And I believe all of you patients have been diagnosed on what illness or what you are going through, or which operator theater that you will be going into, which is the breakout session. So for example, you during registration at the reception counter, the nurse has already diagnosed you whether you are going to go through your brain surgeon or your heart, or finally anywhere else of your body. So these doctors will attend to you in a very short time. So with this, I would like to hand it back to the nurses. So who is the head nurse for tonight? Is it Minion or Suwan? So I have 2 beautiful nurses here. One of them is Suwan and one is Minion. Yeah, very pretty nurses. So even though you're not sick, you look at them also, you will fall sick. So that's why you can come to the hospital. It makes it good because it brings business to the hospital. Remember, we are all doctors and surgeons, so we need more patients so that we can have more revenue. Our job is to make people sick so we have revenue. So Minion, over to you. Or Suwan, take it over. Yeah.
I will just take it over. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, we are building our hospital now. We need more patients, and then the patient once become better, they will become the nurses, and they will become the doctor. So I will hand the stage over to Suwan to assign us into the respective breakout room. Over to you, Suwan.
All right, thank you, Mingyan. Thank you, Christopher. Now we will go into a different surgery room. Room number 1 will be TME, room number 2 will be GE, and room number 3 will be evaluator. So as you can see, I renamed your name to each of the room detail, and I will be assign you into that surgery room in a moment. But before that, 3 announcements. First announcement, Christopher, I don't know which room you want to go. You are the head surgeon. You are the co-host. You want to go which room? It's up to you. And the second is the facilitator, Chen Jun, Diane, and Joanna. Please remember to press record on this local file before you start your surgery. And thirdly, if you have any problem, just press the help button, and we have 20 minutes in our surgery room, and you will be transported in 3, 2, 1 now.
Okay, so yes, welcome to the general evaluation session.
Sorry, Diane, you are looking for me? Anything you need?
No, it's okay. I've recorded it already. I thought you meant record from the main room so that when you go in the breakout room, it's still recording.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Done a Toastmasters of the evening. Okay, so 2 of you, right? Sorry, so I forgot to press the recording. Is it in progress now?
Yes, I'm in this room, so it will record this room. Yeah.
Okay. Do you need me to take over in case you want to go the other room?
It's okay. I'll be staying here.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think in terms of Toastmasters of the evening, right, maybe I just start off by why I feel Toastmasters of the evening is one of the most important role in Toastmasters, right? I think a lot of times, right, we learn about table topics, right? We learn about prepared speech. We learn about evaluation. But a lot of those things are really not in the moment type of impromptu, if you understand what I mean. It always like a thinking kind of impromptu because there is no feedback one. Whereas for Toastmasters of the evening, it's so good because it trains you to feel the room. It trains you to get the gauge of the energy in the room. It trains you to observe people to see who are the people that you need to engage, who are the people that becomes your friend. And I think it's very important for us to first understand that sometimes we see Toastmasters of the evening, right? We always have this mold. Okay, Toastmasters of the evening is like, they come up, welcome everybody, and now let me begin by sharing a little bit about the history of Toastmasters, and then it goes into the 3 roles, and then it becomes a more like what a TME is going to be. But for the purpose of this particular session, when I share with you guys, I want you guys to remove the mold of this Toastmasters of the evening style, because it is so much more important to discover you in that process of becoming a Toastmasters of the evening. Okay, so just remove, especially people like Leonard Yee, you guys have done, or maybe Swan, you have done a Toastmasters of the evening before. And because we always have this fixed, rigid structure in our mind, how we do Toastmasters of the evening, it limits your creativity. And I'm sure you guys have seen how I do my Toastmasters of the evening. Very different, right? Sometimes I will just pick something and just throw it out. And you look at Christopher today, he's also very different because we have been trained to be in the moment. And today you guys need to have that level of appreciation. Okay? So I give a can hear anything sound effect no
Can.
okay, good. Just try to experiment using Toastmasters as a basis. Okay, so let's start off by what do you need to do as a Toastmasters of the evening. So I see there are 2 parts of Toastmasters of the evening. A lot of people they see as 1 part only. Yeah, but I see it as 2 parts. The first part is you need to know the Toastmasters protocol. That one you cannot escape. Okay, you need to know the Toastmasters protocol. That's the first part. And everyone only focus on this. Okay, but today I challenge you to look at the other side, which is your creative expression. How do you express yourself creatively? And that is really up to you. Okay, so let's focus on the first part first. Let's get that out of the way. And then later I'll share with you 3 key principles for you to always have the back of your mind. And I can promise you, once you have these 3 key principles, immediately your Toastmasters of evening game truly increase already. Okay, so let's start with the Toastmasters protocol first. Okay, so let's go to here. Okay, so as a Toastmaster evening, right, we know that okay, this one you guys need to know because sometimes presidential opening, the president will invite Toastmasters of the evening if he forgot about her toast, right? And sometimes they say, oh, I now hand over to the Toastmaster evening. So when you are being called in the moment, but actually we look into the time, right, 8:16 is supposed to be toast ceremony. So it's not supposed to be you. But if people hand to you, right, you as a Toastmaster evening need to take control. All right, and now I'd like to invite the first session. So you have to listen and observe lah, in a way, right? You cannot be like, oh, sorry, I think you need to invite the toast. Then it's not proper already lah. So as Toast we need to always be on our feet. Okay, then you go into the basic opening, okay, the protocol opening. First, you need to give a brief history of Toastmasters, but it's very boring stuff. Okay, and this is where your creative expression comes in. What does 1924 reminds you of? What does 2014 reminds you of? Then that is where your creativity comes in. Okay? Don't just stick to the usual script, very boring. And then another thing is, you guys, because remember I mentioned, right, what is the first rule before we start this session? Can you remember? The first rule I told you guys to remove, what's that?
Think of the box.
TME.
Huh? Go ahead. Go ahead. What's the first rule just now? Just now I mentioned one. Before let's remove
the boxes.
All the
remove your mold.
The mold.
Remove your mold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, remove your mold. Which means, right, if you see there's no guest there, then drop your script. Be prepared to drop your script because you are in the moment. So sometimes you see me, okay, I see that there's no guest today. So maybe I'll just give a one-liner what is Toastmasters. You guys know already, right? Drop that. Okay. You guys know the flow of the 3 parts of the Toastmasters meeting, right? You have this, you have this, you have this. Drop that. A lot of Toastmasters were very prim and proper and coming. Okay, let's talk through. Then, as an observer, you like immediately the energy level drop already because when you are predictable, that is where you lose attention. Okay, so drop, observe. Okay, no need, drop. Okay, so of course, but the bare basic is the must one, right, is history of Toastmasters, and I always like to give a history of Elite because it uplifts the mood. Okay, and then another thing that you can talk about is the 3 parts of a Toastmasters meeting. Okay, if got guests lah. And then if there's a lot of guests, I will pay extra attention to talk about pathways. for better appreciation. Then only I go into the introduction of role player. Okay, so these are the 5 areas that is a protocol, but again, observe and be prepared to drop your script. That is the key to a strong Toastmasters of the evening. The ability to adapt and adjust based on the timing, because you're really feeling the room. And that's not just this part, right? In the subsequent part, you also can adjust. Okay. Now, after that is the table topics. You guys know, right? Just introduce the table topic master. And then after that, you do the whole transition. Then your role is over already. Okay, your role is over. Again, these are just the protocol. Later, we talk about the creative expression. Okay, let's go. Okay, then after that, when you come back, okay, then after that, you know lah. They invite you up. You do the presentation of certificate, announce the best winner, and all those things. So this is the part where you need to up your energy. Then presentation of certificate, and then after that, invite the president. I think all these are the protocol, but I think it's important for us to kind of run through what the end to end, right? So you have the opening, and then the first part. Of course, you have the introduction of speaker as well. So that one you guys know right? Invite the evaluator to give the speech purpose, and then after that mention name, title, name. Okay, this is standard protocol. Okay, now let's go into the cool stuff. The cool stuff is the one that I'm very excited to share, because these are the things that will really differentiate you as a Toastmasters of the evening. Let me just get it up. Okay, now I've never shared this before, so this is like the very first few time you guys will learn about this. Okay, the first thing you guys need to know, right? As a Toastmasters of the evening, right? Let's say this is you as a Toastmasters of the evening, right? I hope it's not too small. Anyway, you guys can see, right? While your attention is on all this audience here, right? You need to always have a line of sight of the timing. You need to feel the time, right? Because a good Toastmasters of evening is the guardian of time. You see that we are way behind, drop your script. You see we are in front, then you can play around with your words. You can add hooks, right? Rather than just, okay, now I'd like to invite the next speaker. Rather than just saying this as part of transition, you can say something like, the next speaker reminds me of, then you can play around with because you have the time, right? Just like you look at Juliana, right? Behind her, there's a clock. So she has a line of sight of the clock, right? So her virtual background got the clock, right? So you always need to have a line of sight of the clock, because you are feeling the energy and you feel that, hey, we are late already. Then you need to say, hey, can I just ask you guys if you drop this? I think we're behind time. And then you try to catch up. So your KPI is to end on time. Not the timer's role is just to report time, but your role is to, at least when you reach the break, right, you need to already gauge the time. So for Leonard, later when we start because we are going to be the TME later, right, immediately you gauge the time, then you plan. Okay, not enough time already, I'll just quickly go through. Okay, feel the time. Okay, like for me right now, I'm feeling the time. I'm not sure how long I have. Suwan, if you can remind me.
You have 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Okay, 9 minutes. Okay, so this is the first thing that you guys need to think of. The first principle, right? I'll just draw. Okay. Hi, Minro. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm going to share the second one. Need to have a sound effect. I like to play all these. Okay. Okay, I need to add more. Okay, the second thing that you guys need to remember is, let's say, right, this is your Zoom. Okay, so this is your computer screen. This is your audience computer screen. Okay, this is your computer screen. Your energy level, will dilute one. Yeah, just do it again. Oops. Okay, so when you speak at this level, you always dilute this level because of technology. Whatever you say, your energy will be reduced by 30%. Like it or not, it will be reduced by 30%. So how do you counter that? You add 30%. So that whatever the other place, the person will feel more energy compared to your usual self. And it's a very tiring thing. So you think about like, I always talk about, hi guys, welcome to Elite Toastmasters Club meeting. And in today's meeting, keep adding the energy, because when you reach to your audience, it will be diluted. Move more, speak louder, be more expressive, be more direct, be more conversational, right? So rather than, I know, Leonard, this is probably something that you can practice on, because Leonard is very structured one. So he will say that, okay, firstly, let me begin by introducing the three parts of today's meeting. So in the first part, we will have think about the corridor, right? When you walk past corridor, you see a person, you don't talk like that to them, like, hey, I'm going to share with you 3 things. You don't do that one. You just go direct. Hey, I share with you 3 things. So you need to be more direct, because you're not giving a full sentence, right? You just go there and say that, hello guys, welcome to Elite Toastmasters Cup meeting. Let me start. There are 3 parts in the Toastmasters meeting. The first, the second, the third. In the first, we do this. In the second, we do this. And lastly, we receive feedback. Are you guys ready? So sentence construction is secondary. Accurate grammar is also secondary, okay? But being direct, impactful, punchy is more important. You're not there to give a speech. You are there to carry the crowd. Okay, so add 30% expression. That's the second thing. Okay, which lead me to the third thing. This one is also a game changer. If you can do this, you are a damn good TME. But before that, so far I share okay, right? You guys can comprehend? Is it okay? Do you feel it's like, wow, never thought about this. I'm so eager to try. If you think you are that, I will put your name and give to Mingyan to do to allocate you Toastmasters of the evening role, especially for Jingman and Juliana. Okay, the third one, also very important. Okay, the third one that's very important is this. You are not there to create energy. Okay, think about that. You are not there to create energy. Energy doesn't come from you. Okay, this is very eye-opening one. Okay, energy doesn't come from you. Energy comes through you. So think about yourself as the power plant. You know power plant? You know the power plant. It doesn't create energy, right? It transmits energy. It takes 10%, transmit to 30%. Energy flow through you. So you're not there to, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. Are you happy? You're not there to do these kind of things. But what I mean by you are not creating energy, but you are creating energy through you is you are picking events, you are picking relevant incidences, you are picking names, you are picking content from your audience to turn it around and give back to them. If you notice when I do TME, right, I don't, okay, of course I will create my own content, but most of the time, right, especially in between speakers, I will always say that, Leonard, thank you so much for sharing that speech. And when you say that, I immediately thought about Minvu when Minvu shared about this. You see, I'm transmitting energy. Okay, and I say that, Jingman, you shared this speech, very touching, but what a beautiful twist at the end. And definitely, I know, Diane, you something that you will be eager to do that. So you see, you're always taking content from people. Okay, I give you an example, right? If somebody give a speech about family, we are very eager to share our point of view and share our content, right? We always say that, okay, thank you so much for sharing this. I feel that, as a family, blah, 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 but you're not a speaker, you're a Toastmaster of the evening, right? But you can say, definitely people like Joanna and Ashley, you guys have kids. I'm sure you can resonate with this story. You see, it's not about me, right? I just channel the energy to them. So if you have the ability to manage this kind of energy, right, I can tell you, you as a Toastmaster evening, you appear more, you have more charisma because you are not telling people about yourself, but you are making people feel good. And that you can watch my podcast episode number 11. I remember. Okay, so always think about that, right? Leonard, for you later when you do TME, right? Strive to don't give content, but take speaker 1, connect with speaker 2. Okay, when speaker 2 speak, when speaker 3 speak, take speaker 3, connect with speaker 1 and 2. Or pick some known facts about your audience that you can bring it up. Like we all know Minvu is a funny guy. We know Yi is our energizer bunny. We know Diane is our mama bear. right? We know Joanna is a mother of two. Bring that relevancy into your narrative. Don't need to create new things. Okay? Try it, right? It's okay if you are stuck, but you need to try to observe, think, anticipate responses. So when the speaker one is speaker two is speaking, you are already anticipating, okay, what is the response I can give to this person? And then once you caught it ready, then you'll be very eager to tell it out, because that really brings out the whole charisma. Okay, so I'm just going to share these three. Of course, there are a lot more, but if I can summarize, it's these three things. Let's see what I have. Okay, another thing is, maybe I give another tips here, right? Another tips here. Okay, you guys don't have this sound effect. Okay, so energy is lost in transition. Energy is lost in transition. It could be technological transition. It could be when me handing over to the next speaker. Energy would be lost. So if I want to hand over to, let's say, Min as the next speaker, right, Minfu? Our next speaker, please join me to welcome Toastmasters Minfu, the speech title, My Wife. Okay, then you clap first, then you mute. Because that is energy. Okay? You want to have that sound of the clap. And then when Minfu finish speaking, hand over to you, unmute yourself, clap first, then start talking. So the transition is being managed already, right? Because then the energy is always uplifted. Okay, that is another tips that I can give. Okay, so if I can summarize, because I think we have 1 minute plus left. If I can summarize it, right?
We have 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. Maybe extend 3 more minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So I give a quick summary and then we can have a quick Q&A. Okay. So if I can summarize it, Toastmasters.evening is not a predefined role, but it is who you are as a communicator. It's how you express yourself. Use the Toastmasters program protocol as a template, but infuse your own style. Okay. Find different ways of delivering. Pick some nice quotes and stuff like that. And then I just share 3 things for you to build upon. Number first is you must always have the line of sight of the time. Be courageous to drop your script. You will appear more respectable if you're able to do that, and yet maintain the same level of energy and enthusiasm. Okay, that's first thing. Always have a line of sight of the time. Feel the time. Okay. Secondly is your energy will be lost in the transition, technological transition, speaker transition. So add 30% more expression, 30% more hand gesture, 30% more vocal variety, more direct, more conversational, more punchy. Okay, that's the second one. The third one is don't add content, pick and reroute the content. And that is from few areas you can do. First, based on what the speaker has mentioned, based on a current event that is relevant. Okay, somebody's birthday, like Joanna's birthday is yesterday, right? So, wow, that speech is like a gift to me. How nice if you can deliver it yesterday because it's Joanna's birthday. Have people feel good already? Okay, a relevant and recent event. Okay. Now, third thing is a known fact of the audience. Pick something from the audience, say it out, then automatically you will get the connection. So these are the 3 things you can do almost immediately. Okay, so let's take a quick question and answer if you guys have any. Do you have any?
Juliana.
Yes, I have a question. So I always struggle with this, how you keep sight of time, and then you're also at the same time listening to your audience, and you want to also, be just mindful about everything, because while I'm looking at the time, I'm also like trying to listen. So how do you do that effectively? Is there like a secret to it?
Okay, so every night, right? You take the clock, you put inside the water, you boil it, then you drink the clock. Okay. Yeah. Okay, actually, right, when you are in the moment, you don't have to take track of the time. When you're in scene, you don't have to take track of time. When you're out of scene, when the other speaker is speaking, just check on the time. Okay, we're on time. We are not on time. And I say, okay, looks like I anticipate because we start 5 minutes late, this speaker start 5 minutes late. I'm expecting 5 minutes later. Okay, where can I cut? Okay, when the table topic, the most common time loss area is table topics.
Mm.
So when you see table topics, then you gauge during your off screen, not on screen. On screen is only when you are a speaker. Okay, so that is what I will advise you. Means it must be a habit, and this will help a lot in your workplace as well, especially when you are managing a meeting. You know, you'll be extra careful when some. Then my team is very stressed when we are planning event because I'm extra strict one because of those masters training. Okay, good question. Any other question?
Chenchun, I have a question. What if you cannot find any words to describe a speaker? Then how would you approach it? Would you
Transition,
just
is it?
Yeah, transition. If let's say suddenly I'm lost of words, I don't know what to say about that speaker.
The first thing that you must not say is thank you. I hate those Toastmasters of evening that say thank you. Every speaker, thank you for sharing the wonderful speech. Next speaker come up, thank you for sharing the inspiring speech. Because you don't go into that habit. When you go into the habit, right, you are not being creative. Okay, so that's the first rule. Because if you don't know what to say, you always fall back to the easy route, which is thank you. But now, if you don't say thank you, automatically you will be able to come up with new things to say. Right? So, for instance, if let's say if you have nothing to say, then be unpredictable, because that will capture attention. So, if let's say someone give a speech already, right, I say I was so inspired by the speech, but I forgot to remember things. So I just say that, wow, pin drop silent. That is the hallmark of a great speech. And now for the next speaker, something like that. Be unpredictable. And then maybe you speak about something that I don't know what to summarize. I just say, I was so drawn to your speech that I forget how to transition. But I will still transition anyway. And our next speaker. Okay. So if you don't know what to say, try to not say thank you. Not to say I hate it, but it really limits your, because when you say thank you for sharing the wonderful speech, then you can only talk about that speech being wonderful, being inspirational. And we have 5 seconds left. Okay, I hope you guys have fun.
Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you have dissect into the deep of the core of each of the role. And now let's welcome our TME of the day, TME, our Toastmaster of the evening, Dr. Leonard Hu. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm your Toastmaster of the evening. So today, if I have 2 words to describe today's meeting, is these 2 words. First one, special. And second one, unconventional. Why do I say this meeting is special? It is special because it is an additional meeting in addition to our normal fortnightly Thursday meeting. And why do I say this meeting is unconventional? Well, let me move briefly to explain what are the unconventional points of this meeting. Firstly, this is an unconventional Toastmaster meeting because if you look clearly if you notice clearly from the agenda, we have no table topics. Table topics is a session where speakers get to share practice their impromptu speaking and give a speech about a topic, and they have to think on their feet. But today's meeting, we are more focused on structured speech and structured evaluation. So what is unconventional about this meeting is we do not have table topics. And secondly, what is so unconventional about this meeting? Well, normally we have 4 speakers, and today we only have 3 speakers, which means we have more time to express ourselves, and it's good for the evaluator as they have more time to give feedback as well, if time permits, provided. And the third thing, what is so unconventional about this meeting is that there are only 3 role players. Firstly, we have the Rolex of the night, KJ. We have the general evaluator, Toastmaster Wing Yen, and the Zoom master, Toastmaster Suwan. In a conventional Toastmaster meeting, we have more roles. We have a grammarian, we have roles like the R counter, but in today's meeting, since it's unconventional, we will stick to three role players. Well, I will now go very briefly on the structure of today's meeting. Since there's no table topic session, we will straight away move on to the prepared speeches, where we have three very creative, fantastic, and serious speakers as well. I'm sure they have done their homework and they are well prepared to give their speech today. And after the prepared speeches, we have three experienced evaluators who will share with the audience what their insights and their feedback on the speech. And lastly, we have the role players, of course. Do not forget the three role players and a closing speech by Toastmaster Rachel as well. How many of you in this meeting today? Now, can I get the audience engagement over here? How many of you over here today know the history of Toastmasters? Anyone who is very confident? You can just unmute and say me. Okay. So come, let's just have a little quiz. Since nobody is responding, so I have a quiz. What is the exact founding date of Toastmasters? Any takers?
1924.
Thanks, Ming Yen. Yes, 1924 is the correct year, but anyone can get the exact date.
22nd October, based on Google.
Yes, Suwan is correct. Suwan answered that, October 22nd. My girlfriend's birthday. Okay, thank you. Good to know. Good job, Suwan. The second one, where was the first Toastmaster meeting held? Any takers?
Can I say again?
Yes,
YMCA building.
Yes, the answer is actually close enough. It's a YMCA building, but the meeting was held at YMCA building in Santa Ana, California on 22nd of October, 1924. So that is the exact date that we need to remember when it comes to Toastmaster first meeting, 22nd of October, 1924. And who started Toastmasters? This is a bonus.
Rafsi Smatley.
Well done, well done. It's the right answer. So Ralph C. Smatley started this club, and his original intention is to allow their members to work together to bring out the best in each of them and to improve their leadership, public speaking, as well as organizational skill. Fast forward to today, we have Elite Toastmasters, and Elite Toastmasters belongs to one of the 15,800 plus clubs worldwide. I did the research today, so it's as at today. And does anybody know what is the slogan of our club?
Building articulate leaders and vibrant leaders.
We expect more.
Correct.
We expect more.
This answer is sort of correct, but the more accurate answer is we expect more. Yes, Ming Yen, Toastmasters Ming Yen, get it right. We expect more means that this club always anticipate every single member to improve themselves, and each time they can strive for excellence, try the unconventional, walk out their comfort zone. This is what it means when we say we expect more. In conclusion, I hope everybody in the audience, I believe it's all regular members over here, no guests, will enjoy today's special session, special and unconventional session. If any one of you have any questions during the meeting or would like to interrupt, just feel free to raise your hand and I will exercise my discretion whether to allow you to interrupt or take in your concerns. I believe with the guidance of so many distinguished Toastmasters, we have DTM Christopher, we have DTM Chen Chun. I'm confident that today's meeting will be fruitful for everyone and for myself as well. Thank you, everybody. I think now I will move on to the prepared speech of the prepared speech session. So the first session I would like to invite, the first speaker that I want to invite is Toastmaster Juliana. Toastmaster Juliana will be delivering her speech, Being a Prodigy. Toastmaster Juliana.
The year was 2004. I started my first corporate job after my degree. It was a sales role, and I was a very driven salesperson. And I quickly moved up the leadership role with zero leadership training. So what did I do? I turned to my first few virtual mentors from the shelves of MPH. They were this: John C. Maxwell, Stephen Covey. These were my first few virtual mentors. And there started my journey of being a prodigy. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, I will walk you through my journey of being a prodigy ever since, from my virtual to a physical mentor, and how did I successfully fulfill my role of being a prodigy. The books obviously didn't help. They were very wordy. They had many skills and tips. I read it from cover to cover. It was so much content. I was just going berserk. Which do I follow? Do I wake up at 6 a.m., follow the 6 a.m. club? Do I manage my team in a different style? Do I follow the 7 steps, the 7 healthy habits, successful habits? What do I do? It was crazy. There was so much information overflow. I didn't know what to do. And then walks in this person called Emily Wong. Emily Wong was the Margaret Thatcher of Asia, or for me, in my world. She was an iron lady, she was driven, she was gung-ho, she was rah-rah, she was a very, very dedicated, experienced sales manager, or I say a leader. She was a true leader. And what she did, she just stepped in and she turned everything upside down. And I looked at her with puppy eyes. Wow, I have never seen anyone that great before. And that is the time when I decided I wanted to be that. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be that Emily Wong. And that just marked my next journey of being a prodigy. And Emily was my mentor. What did she do? Really, she was being herself. But what did I end up doing is I tried to be just like her. I wanted to be that gung-ho, rah-rah driven person. And I followed her every step of the way. And I realized, oh no, I started talking like her. I started sounding more like her. I wasn't really in my own skin. And I had to take a step back and I became aware. And today I'm going to share with you what was this awareness I came across. It is with the acronym AWARE, A-W-A-R-E. And I'll go through each one of it. What does it mean? To become a real successful prodigy of what I've learned through my mentorships, through my mentor of Emily Wong is, firstly, I needed to be adaptable. I didn't have to copycat her from A to Z. I didn't have to follow everything she said, but I needed to have that willingness, desire to learn and ask questions. So I became very adaptable. I started asking questions. I started observing her in every step of the way, but I then try to customize to how would that fit me? How will I then be adaptable? How can I be that experienced leader? Second, willing to consider new ideas and being open to feedback. I would listen to her every single word. Every feedback that she gave me was nuggets of gold, simply put. I would listen and I'll say, okay, I take that, but let me see how I can apply it in my own context. And I did that. It was an immediate hit. It won. Third is for accountable for my own self-growth and development. I didn't need to ask Emily Wong to give me guidance. All that I needed was some coaching. So as a mentor, she didn't really give me a timeline, or she didn't say, okay, this is what you're going to achieve, A, B, C, D. I just had to find out what were my areas of improvement, and I set up my own development plan, and she was merely there with her experience to guide me. And that's what it worked. It was me accountable for my own growth, and she was just my guide. And that was another successful skill I figured. Fourthly, respectful of my mentor's time and boundaries. Obviously, I loved her a lot for what she had to bring and teach me, but I had to also be respectful of her time. I didn't need to have her with me 24 hours. 7 days a week. But all I needed was just stipulated time. I just needed blocks of time from her whenever I needed the support. So I became respectful of her time and boundaries. And finally, eagerness. I was very eager to reach out for guidance, to learn and ask questions. And as a prodigy, I believe this is a really important skill. I need to have that interest, the passion and curiosity to just be eager to reach out and ask from my mentor. And my dear friends, that is basically how my journey of being a prodigy started. And it ended in the year 2004. And it didn't just end there. It ended with Emily Wong. She's still, up to today, the best leader I have ever worked with and come across. But the lessons and the life skills and the kind of skills that I have learned from that journey of being a prodigy under her tutelage has changed a lot, a big part of me. Who you see today is really a resilient and a stronger Juliana from that experience of being a prodigy with Emily Wong. Subsequently, I had other mentors along the way, but in different journeys in my other career choices. But the memories of being a prodigy with Emily Wong still stays until today. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Juliana, when I hear your speech, my first impression was it was a very reflective speech. And I like the information inside it. It is very informative. In your speech, you shared the journey on how you discovered the ways to become a more effective prodigy. And I thought it's a good speech. I'll move on to the next speaker, MC Yi, who is the master of ceremonies at an entertainment and social occasion. She will be delivering her icebreaker today. She sparks joy.
Thank you so much, Leonard. But first of all, before the timer starts the timing, can I request you guys to allow me to share screen, but at the same time, spotlight on me so that I have the two visual where you'll be seeing me as well as my screen. Can you guys see my slide right now?
Yes, we can.
Together with me?
We always see you.
Always here.
Am I on the spotlight?
Yes,
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes, you're on the spotlight.
So you will see me together with my slide together side by side?
Yes.
Just to check. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so timer, you may start hitting the timer machine when I start speaking. All right. Hey guys, thanks for being here today, sending me off on my final journey. If you ever watch these videos right now, it means that I have turned to a guardian angel looking down on you guys, or probably sneaking in, sitting down by your side, not to terrify you, but just to bid a final farewell. And just as what Christopher mentioned, today is my big day. In a sense, yes, it is a big day. So how can I not to grab this chance to say something before our VPE Ming Yan ever say that the next speech slot is available 3 months after, yeah? So today I'm gonna grab this chance to say something. I was born in April Fool Day, which I used to say, my life is a joke. And I hope that this joke has sparked some joy in your life. Now, being the youngest children in the family, I was the princess, the jewel in the crown for my parents. And with 2 bodyguards, and that explained why I grew up with all the car racing or shooting game instead of Barbie doll. And Farah and me, thanks for all your undivided love until the baby nephew was born. But rest assured, Jun Sing, Auntie Yi still love you. And Farah and me, thanks for always supporting me, regardless of what odd choices that I have made in my life. Yes, instead of Dr. EE, I became MC EE. And I know it took years for both of you to accept that, but you eventually did. Because last week, you were asking me, May, the show this morning already on Facebook. Where can I watch you? Bye and me. I hope that EE has made you proud. If not, at least spark some joys in your life with all the silly joke that I used to crack on the road trip we always have. To my godmother, thanks for, and parents, to my godparents and godfather, thanks for being the coolest ever godparents that I have and listen to all my darkest ever secret that I can never and ever tell my parents. By me, I still love you, and that was the reason why I cannot tell you the story. And to my godparents, thanks for always listening to me without judging on me, and thanks for showing me that the right one is worth the wait. And especially cannot thank my godma Grace enough for introducing Elite to me, a place where I call home with all my Elite family. You guys play a big part of my life, not only because of the communication, all the leadership skills that I acquire, but getting to meet each and every one of you lovely people who truly cherish and appreciate each other, and the mentor and mamas who truly care about my growth and my well-being. You guys turn my Thursday night so exciting because it's not a meeting, but a dating for me. And talking about dating, I should say something to my exes, right? Talking about exes, by the mean of exes, I mean only 2 of them. I have got more than 10,000 likes on dating apps, is a fact, but quality over quantity. And if we were to say that 2 years, being in a relationship in 2 years, it means that you get your title confirmed. My first love was just a 1-year probation. And my second love was just an internship. But I guess no matter how long we have been together, you guys definitely deserve a mention in the credit because you taught me not to be a perfect one, but a real one. And to most importantly, to love myself. And I especially like one of the line, it says that you didn't get to choose if you get hurt in this world, but you do have some says who hurt you, and I like my choices. And of course, I hope that Yi has sparked some joys in your life too. To my teammates, I have been spending so much time with you guys when I was around, so I guess this time around I should spend less time on you guys, and I suppose that you will forgive me. I just want to tell you that I truly enjoy turning the impossibility into possible with you guys, creating all these award-winning ads that we have, creating the Malaysian highest ever cash prize live stream show with the first AR host. These are amazing journey for me. And I hope that in your mind, is the EE been running all around on the shooting scene, on the studio, because I truly care about my work, and that sparks some joy in your life as well. To the friends, the beauty and the beast, my bestie and my brothers, I think you guys sort of felt that EE Murphy laws. It means that the closer you get to EE, the more troublesome it's going to be. But I am so blessed that you guys never giving up on me. So all in all, guys, in this journey of my life, I am damn rich, flirty rich, not because of the money, but because of the memory that I have with all my loved ones. And I just want you guys to remember that, among all the things that we'll be chasing in our life, slow down, take a look on the people around you, cherish and appreciate every single moment with your loved one. And if I were to leave today, you guys, I just hope that these 3 words remain in your mind when you talk about EE, which is she sparks joy. Signing off.
Toastmaster EE, I must say this, she has certainly sparked joy to everybody in this club and to myself as well by her giving her wonderful speech. And it's a very touching speech about recognizing the people that she loves and recognize the sacrifices that they made as well. So well done, Gigi. I'll move on to the next speaker, which is our responsible Zoom master of the day, Toastmaster Suwan. He will be delivering his speech 3 words. Suwan, back to you.
You will have a new wife, a new beautiful wife. I just married. Don't worry. You will get a new one soon. Fellow friends, fellow Toastmaster, and that is my grandpa. And he has the coolest job in the world. He's a professional fortune teller. And I still remember when I was young, riding behind his bicycle. We going house to house to provide our professional services. And what I can see is all the houses were built by wood. And all the houses were surrounded by cattle. And all I can smell is cow dung. Yes, my village was called Padang Lembu, literally a cattle ranch. You can Google it. And seeing my grandfather telling story, tell people about their future, make them laugh and get paid. Wow, what a dream job. Graduated from secondary school, my parents and I moved to a big city. But what I can see is tall buildings, cars, and people running for no reason. And all I can feel is the restless and busyness of the city life. From a village boy to a city boy, my perspective changed, my priority changed, my life changed. Mother, Chinese New Year, I'm busy. I have project to rush, gathering to attend. Send my regards to them, okay? Suddenly, the village life wasn't that attractive anymore. From going back once a year became once every 2 years and became once every 3 years. And I can never forget this day. It's 15 October 2016, 8 p.m. It's a heavy raining evening and I'm still working overtime. All I can see is thunder outside of the windows. Groom, groom. As if they're trying to tell me, go home, go home. Thank you, thunder. Can't you see I still have job to do? And suddenly, my phone rang. It was mother. Ma, I'm busy. I just packed something to eat tonight, okay? She replied, son, your grandpa had a brain stroke. Your father and I are going back tonight. That news struck me like a lightning. I wasn't expecting that. My grandpa, he's still healthy, right? Right? The last time I saw him was 3 years ago. And I took the last flight of the night, arrived at the hospital and saw him lying on the bed with the doctor beside. And the doctor wasn't very happy. He's too old and too risky to have any surgery. And I barely recognized him. He held my hand that night as if he's trying to tell me something, but no word came out from his mouth. All I can do is accompanying him throughout the night. And we have to prepare for home care because he needs constant milk feeding and diaper changing regularly. And we hired a home nurse, my mother. It was at that time that I saw my mom turn into super mom, turned into superwoman, turns into a super home nurse. She took care of everything. As for me, it was shame, guilt, and disappointment. Without knowingly, I've been using these 3 words over and over and over again. I am busy. You see, I am busy just means that I don't have time and energy for you. And you are not my priority. How often do you use these 3 words with your loved one? You see, my mom, she's a DTM, not distinguished Toastmaster, but she DTM. She doesn't talk much.
Suan, can you hear us? Suan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Suan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear
you.
you.
Yeah, your screen has frozen and your speech is breaking.
Oh, okay.
For quite some time, I think about 30 seconds already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I did not give you your green light, although it's after 5 minutes. You might want to start maybe from your, I don't know, maybe half to 1 minute before for your speech.
Sure.
We off our videos as well, so it make a difference.
Yeah, we can. I think we off our video.
Part.
Yeah, the mother's part.
Yeah. Okay, am I back?
How your mom had to come back and then start with that super part. Yeah.
Okay. Am I back? Can see me well? I'm moving my hands. Good. Good, KJ.
Begin again his speech.
Suan already in already.
Suan is the last speaker already.
I'm back.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Yeah, Suan's the last one.
Okay,
yes.
I can continue back my. Thank you, KJ.
Yeah, thank you, Suan.
Sorry about that. It was that time that I saw my mom turns from my mom to super mom and superwoman and a super homeless. You see, my mom, she's a DTM, not distinguished Toastmaster, but she doesn't talk much. But her actions are more powerful than words. As for me, it is shame, guilt, and disappointment that I have been using these 3 words over and over and over again. I am busy. You see, I am busy just means that I don't have time and energy for you. I don't have the priority for you. How often do you use these 3 words with your loved ones? My mom took care of my grandpa for as long as he needed. 2 months after, thousands of people flooded my grandpa's funeral. And as I listening to some of the conversations, none talk about his achievement, his accolades, or his fortunes, but how funny, how caring, and how friendly he was, how he used his time to make friends, use his funny to make connections, and use his life to share me a lesson. that no matter how high the sky that I saw, always remember the root where I'm from. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, I know right now we cannot cross the state, and I don't know how long else we have to wait. But when that borders are ready to open, when it is safe to open, do not use these three words over and over again. But how about replace with a better three words? How about she sparks joy? How about I? Thank you. Over to you.
And used to describe Toastmaster Suwan speech. He gave a speech that allowed me to ponder about the priorities in my life, whether should I value my family, friendship, or career. It allows me to ponder, goes into that mood of thinking. So it's a brilliant speech, Suwan. Without every good thing will come to the end at the end. So our prepared, this marks the end of our prepared speeches. But don't worry, we have better session, even better session after this, which is the evaluation session. Before that, we should take a group photo first, I think. And the Zoom master.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the lagging. All right.
Should group photo first before we move on to the intermission. Thanks.
Okay, let's turn on our video and Vance, Nicholas, Joanna, Christopher. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good. Thank you.
Moving on, I asked the timer KJ, how long can we have for intermission? Rolex of our clock.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, we shall break for intermission for 2 minutes then. We'll come back on 9:13. 9:13.
Yeah, I didn't know doctor. Sorry, I think KJ is speaking. Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about the previous recording from Chen Chun and Joanna and Diane session. So we'll share in the Facebook, right? So actually everyone can attend to all three.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the members who couldn't make it requested actually that we recorded the session.
Yeah, I told
just blah 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 blah.
Guys, you remember that hurry up, blah 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 blah.
Zoom back.
So called seniors, huh?
I see Diane explaining about. I see Diane explaining about table topic master at about 4 more minutes left. Then I look at Yvonne and I said, "Oh no, so many more rows to go."
Like 3 minutes left. Then suddenly one announcement came 5 minutes left. Then I was like, "Hey, berapa minute left?"
Next time I probably need Chris to like, oi, Joe. Faster.
Sorry, Joanna. Halfway your session, my boss called me, so I have to speak to him. That's why I have to drop off.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Now we are back after the intermission. Next, we'll have our
Sorry,
evaluation.
Leonard. Can we take one more photo?
And
My laptop just hang for.
Okay, we can have another intermission. No, I mean another group photo.
Yeah.
Another intermission.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I love it.
Okay, ready? Hasno, Ollie, Ming. 1, 2, 3. Let me double check again. It's not hanging this time. No. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Suan. Thank you for your
evaluation.
lovely group. Oh, okay.
No, I will pass the floor to you first. I will now pass the floor to lovely Ming Yan.
I'm too excited to take over the stage right after the group photo part. Well, now we are in the evaluation session. So I'm the GE, who is the general evaluator. So my role is basically to evaluate everyone, but beside me, everyone, those who are not evaluated, especially the evaluators and also the role players such as the timer. And we only have timer today. Let's not worry. I will first pass the stage to the first evaluator, who is Van Ngo, who will be evaluating Juliana Philip. Over to you, Vance.
Thank you so much, Ming Yan. Okay, Juliana, I'm honored to evaluate you again. And actually my last evaluate also for you. So today, your speech title is being a protege. So in this round, I actually see a lot of improvement in you. And I'm gonna say 3 very important points, which is you're very good at. And the first point is I can feel the influence power on you. When I listen to your speech, I can feel a little bit related. As I was very new in the property industry, so I actually have a similar emotion as you, because my boss is like you, like the Emily Wong, and he actually guide me along the way. So when I listen to your speech, I can feel related to me as an audience. So the second thing is the story. The story, when you say the story, you actually try to engage with the audience, and you're telling the story when Emily Wong walked in the door, when you look like that. And the way you say all the detail, you let me imagine in my picture that Emily walked inside and you was like that, look like a puppy. I can imagine that in my mind, like a movie, you know. So I really like this part. And the third thing is the talking rhythm. As previously, as I said, you talk quite fast last time, and this time I can feel the very big improvement from you. You talk in the very like a human heartbeat tempo, like pop, 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 pop. I believe before that you was like very nervous, you were like pop, 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 so you talk very fast. But this round I can feel you more calm, and I believe your heartbeat not that fast as last time. So that's a certain part you may want to improve, and that's for my style. I will prefer speech that is simple and clean, so I can absorb the most important point, because that's only 7 minutes. And what's the most important point that you want to tell the audience? And in this round, you actually tell us the books is your mentor, Emily Wong is your mentor. It's a very good point, but for my suggestion, you may choose one point, which is you think is very, very important. And from that point, you can come up with like a branch like that. So point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and until the end, summarize the most important point that you wanted to say. That's my point of my view. That's my point of my view. You can listen. So the last thing is maintain your rhythm. I really like the way the rhythm that you taught, and also try to keep simple and clean. And thank you. Back to you, Minion.
Thank you, Vance.
Thank you, Vance. As I observe from you, you are always that very, very observant, and then you always evaluate from your heart, from your standpoint of view, how does the speaker looks like and actually speak like. But for your evaluations, I will just leave it to the general evaluations of the meeting, which is inside the 5 and 7 minutes. And now I will just pass the stage to the next evaluator, who is Oli Lim, who will be evaluating our ever energetic Yi Yi. She sparks joy. Over to you, Oli.
Thank you, Minion. Thank you. Hi, Yi. Today you're presenting level 1 engaging humor path, and Yi, you are you. You are happiness, you are joy. So that would really resonate well with these topics. A few things that I want to share is that I like the way that you present. What I can see is that you are very comfortable in presenting, given the nature of your work, and that would be nothing much for you to be concerned about in terms of your comfort level. What I can see is that you are trying to use visual presentations to capture the audience attention, fully focus on you, and that really went well. Apart from focusing on the audio, apart from focusing on your presentation as well as your screen, I do take note that you're really able to spark joy on the fellow Toastmasters within the group. And I can see there's many laughters, many joy within the screens, everyone smiling, looking at you. So you're really able to bring people out. You're really able to deliver this humorous, engaging humor path. What I can see is that you also use visual presentation to make everyone relatable to you. And that works really well. In terms of your tone, in terms of your presentations, you're able to use a third-party perspective, which what I see is that you use bar, me. That would really catch me out of sight, is that, it is really very deep within your heart that you're trying to deliver this speech. What I can see from this presentation is also that that you are happiness, that you really relates well to these topics. Yeah. So nothing much from what I want to add on. In terms of your vocal variety, you're able to use a very different depth of vocal varieties to represent things that you want people to catch attention to. So yeah, I think that really works well. In terms of your speech, it's very clear. Everyone would able to understand what you said. You use very clear and concise and very easy words to listen to, and that works really well. What I would say. Yeah, that I think most of all, that is what I want to share. Not much. Thank you, and back to you. Thanks, Yi.
Thank you, Oli. Thank you, Oli. Actually, Oli, he is our new member, and then he hasn't done his icebreaker yet, and yet he is so calm. He is so observant at his evaluation. So everyone, please unmute yourself and give a very big round of applause to Oli. Congratulations for your first time being the evaluators. Thank you, Oli.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for giving the opportunity.
No worries. Okay, the next evaluator is Vanessa Yap, who will be evaluating Suwant. Vanessa, over to you.
Thank you, Minion. Suwant, our president, Suwant. Suwant, you always come across as a very detail-oriented and responsive person, because you always ensure that our Toastmaster meeting can be smooth sailing for everyone. And I really like your speech today because it is story-based. You are very, very descriptive. And that's why I feel like the audience here can really relate to you when they listen to your speech. First thing I would comment on your speech is on your content. I like how you start your speech with like a mini soap opera that instantly caught our attentions to your story. And at the same time, throughout your speech, you have also added in a little mini conversations you had with your family. I thought that's very interesting. The second point that I would like to make is on your structure. I like the way how you link your story. And at the same time, while listening to your speech, I can't wait to know what's going to happen next, because you are very engaging in that part. Two things I would recommend you for you to improve on your next speech. Firstly, I would recommend you to make full use of the space that you have, because I noticed that you stand out when you give the speech. So make full use of the space. You can move between the space when you are speaking, acting as your mom, and how you're replying back to your mom. So you can move that part. And the second thing that I would recommend you is on your conclusion. The 3 words I believe is I am busy, correct? Yep, Suwan. Yeah, so I think in the conclusions, maybe you can ask some questions for the audience to think about or to bring home. Or you can actually give some actionable steps that they can do so that they can have like a work-life balance. I think that's the essential part of your speech. So overall, great message, Suwan. And I think that you have actually improved from your first speech. You have kept it in time, although you have some technical issues, but you remain calm and all that. And fantastic job. And I really love the story that you are making today. Remind everyone to carve out more time for your family and making family your priority. Good job, Suwan. Back to you, Toastmaster Ning.
Thank you, Vanessa. You are as shiny as your background. I guess it is not a virtual background. It is a sunflower, as always. So now I will begin evaluating the first evaluator, who is Vance Ngor. Vance, as you are already a very experienced speaker, so I can see your calmness. I can see you are really intuitive in giving your evaluations to the speakers. Every time I see you giving your evaluation, it is always from the humanity side, from your feelings. How does the speaker speaks? Perhaps one point of improvement for you is to tell Juliana that maybe he can work more on his storytelling parts. Like, for example, how could she put in more values to her storytelling parts? Maybe, let's say, for example, by giving more examples on her mentoring, which are the incidents that will link to the audience, so that the audience will feel the values too. So the next evaluator is Ollie. Ollie, as I just mentioned just now, you are calm, you have good pacing, although this is your first time. And there's one point of improvement that I would like to challenge you. Perhaps next time you could be more economical and more precise about your evaluation. Try not to be too long-winded and not to quote the context of the speech. And the last evaluator, who is Vanessa, as always, you are always shiny, always energetic. And there's one point of improvement that I would like to give you is perhaps you could include in your evaluation how to, let's say, for example, when you make full use of this space, what is the implication, the why? You could put in why. How does it affect the audience if Suwan makes full use of his space? What is the difference between your point of improvement and if, let's say, Suwan did as what you said? Yes. And then for TME, Leonard. So I think you have done a very good job on your TME role. First of all, I would like to say your virtual background is simple and nice and very good. It is not distracting and it always shows you as the only one MC of the meeting. And the second thing is, I think you have a very good hand gestures when you welcome the audience because your hand is actually facing up. That is actually a welcoming sign to the audience. And third, you have a very special introduction to our meeting today. So you basically also acknowledge the committees of these special meetings and appreciate their hard work in carrying out this activity. There are points of improvements that I would like you to improve on. The first one would be the introductions of role player. I think you have missed out this part. Then the second thing is when you introduce the speaker, you should also introduce the speaker as speaker, title, speaker. Let's say, for example, Juliana Philip. So you should introduce as Juliana Philip, being a protege, Juliana Philip. And then the third thing is, you should also ask the evaluator to present the purpose statement. So the reasons of doing this is to set a common ground, especially when there is guests. All in all, I think today's meeting is a very good one. And I really hope that we can have this kind of special meetings on the coming 5th Thursdays. Thank you. And I shall pass this stage to our Zoom Master Suan to assign you guys back to the breakout room to have a post-mortem session with your facilitators and facilitators. You have 20 minutes, not to worry. We will be adding time to you if time is not enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mingyan. Seems like our surgery has not been done. There's still work to do, and we are back to our respective surgery room. And we have 20 minutes again. No more extension. So we're back here in 20 minutes. Bye-bye. And remember to record, facilitator, remember to record your session before you start.
Swan, you
Sharing is overall, sir.
okay, yeah, I changed that to my computer because just now the technology was a bit too technical for me. I need to explore more. Okay, let's do a very quick debrief. So Leonard has done the TME. Maybe just some immediate reaction, immediate thoughts, right, from Leonard. What do you feel after your role?
I feel it's a mixed feeling. I think I done well in some parts. Some parts I didn't do so well.
Okay. Do you have any specifics that we want to bring it up to discuss so that everyone can learn?
Especially, I think the thing that I did not do well is the procedural part. I completely forgot. I have to do speaker, title, speaker. So next time, I think need to remember this. And the introduction of role players as well. Because I thought there's no guests today. That's why because I don't have enough time. It's only
it's fine.
My session is around 6 minutes plus.
Okay, I think it's fine. I think because we also throw new things into the equation. So of course you will be shaken a little bit, and I think that's fine. You know, a lot of us, right, we will be in our mold, like, but it takes this kind of things that just push you a bit for you to reshape again. So you are at the reshaping. So I think it's fine. I think most important is the awareness that you missed it, right? So just you take it like, okay, it's a good experiment ground. A few things, maybe I can just kind of share a few things. I felt in terms of the minimum you have really got the minimum. Like people, they transition well, they know what is next. You introduce a speaker, and you kind of attempted a little bit creativity in terms of your transition. Whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, I don't know. But I felt, as a speaker, when we are given the platform, we need to try to be different, right? It's not about whether you're different means good or bad, but you just need to have that attitude, okay? So I thought that those things are good. A few things I want to check with you. I noticed that when you went to the first speaker, it was kind of like on the dot, the first speaker. Were you delaying time so that you can get to that spot or what?
It's actually when I get into the first speaker, I was delaying time so that I can think of what to say. So it was a conscious decision, I would say, just to delay a few seconds to think of
When you say think what to say, what do you mean?
Think how should I describe Juliana when I
Okay.
translate.
Okay. So I think it's okay for us to when we are over time, then you want to catch up. But when you have a lot of time, you don't have to wait and like okay, I mean if in terms of timing wise, right? As a Toastmaster evening for you guys, right? You don't have to purposely slow down because you know you have time, right? You just go at your normal pace and pull the brakes when it's pull the brake as in speed up when it's it's better to get a speeding ticket than a parking ticket. So
oh yeah, another thing is I was caught aback when I asked a question. Remember in my speech, when I talk about the history of the crowd, I actually asked a series of questions. So when I asked the first question, nobody answered. So if you remember, I actually attempted a few times to ask people to answer, to unmute themselves and answer, and nobody answered. So it's quite.
I'm not sure. Are you on the speaker view or are you on your gallery view just now? Are you on your speaker
Gallery
view where
view.
you
I
see yourself?
actually switch into gallery view so that I can ask people to unmute
Because I think Minion actually give you some response. And then he sort of wanted to answer your question, but then I'm not sure whether you missed him out. So you say, oh, there's no response. Say,
No, I
actually,
wanted
Minion,
them to like unmute and answer so that I can catch.
Okay.
So you actually, yeah.
So I
think
think
on that, right, Leonard, just a little bit of my opinion is you can actually give them a very specific action. Okay, you can unmute yourself and respond, or you can use the chat, or you can use a reaction. So you give people option, you give very specific how you want that response to be. Yeah.
Okay, so I think building on that, maybe I shared. Remember, just now I shared 3 things for you guys, right? So you guys have learned 3 things. Let me share more things for you guys to get, at least some bullets that you guys can use. So Leonard, the reason why people don't respond to you is because you have not created the rapport. When you begin, especially Toastmaster evening, right? The first 2-3 minutes is all about building rapport. It's not about executing a task. My name is Leonard, I'm TME. It's more like, going, hi guys, you guys have fun? So I can see that, hey, Juliana, you're wearing such a bright color. Immediately I was shown you. Then you just mention people's name, right? So Suwan, you're in, Christopher, right? So are you guys ready? Then you kind of, connect with everyone ready. Okay, first question. How many of you here know that? Okay, because you need to connect before you ask a question, right? Connect before you converse, right? So that is one thing that you guys can do. Mention as many names as you can in the early part of your Toastmasters of the evening. Because when I speak in front of camera, I'm not getting a feedback from you. When you listen to me, you are not getting a feedback from me. But when I say that, wow, I can see Leonard, very long time no see. So now you're getting a feedback, you nodding back to me, I'm getting a feedback, then we build a rapport. Then I want to pick another person, get everyone on board at the same page, then you begin. Okay, let's begin. First question, bam, what is the. And then you want the first question to be an easy one. Don't give a hard one. Right? Raise your hand if you are feeling good today. They anchor already, they're comfortable already. Okay, wonderful. Now raise your hand if you know about Toastmasters. Then because people get an action rate. So here are some tips for you guys as a Toastmasters of the evening. Okay, so that's the first one. The second thing that I noticed, Leonard, for you, right? You like to ask yourself a question. Oh, why do I say that? Right? You say that, I'm feeling very excited today. Why do I say that? And then you say that Toastmasters is a positive environment. Now, why do I say that? So you don't want to do those kind of questions. Don't add questioning to yourself, because then you're kind of diluting your message. Just go straight to the point now. Toastmasters is a positive.
Rhetorical kind of question.
Yeah, you don't have to ask those kind of questions, I feel. Especially when people ask you like, Leonard, where do you want to eat? Where do I want to eat? So you don't need to ask the question, just answer, okay? But anyway, these are just minor observation. Another thing that another skill that I want to give you guys for you guys to take back is, so just how we had the mention him to lock one. The other one is you can, in between the speaker, right? You can express what you feel, but try to express it from an audience point of view, because you want them to have that reflection as well. Like, Diane is damn good in this, right? So during transition, instead of saying that, when I listen to your speech, I feel the importance of, mentoring. It's like, I don't do that. Just say that, ladies and gentlemen, don't you agree that when you hear that kind of speech, you feel so much grateful for your mentor? You see, I'm getting the audience into my transition. Again, you are, that you are the nuclear reactor, you are the power transmitter, you are not the power generator. So you want to say, did you notice how Suwan shared that story? Right? Do you notice how he brought us to the whole scene? And I felt it's just so amazing, right? You want to involve the audience. This is to maintain the connection that you have created. Okay. Okay, so if you guys want more, just let me know. If you guys have any question at this point, any question?
I noticed Leonard actually directly apply what you shared just now, the energy, right? It seems like a different Leonard from the previous Leonard of TME.
Yeah, the energy
I try
was
lah,
hello, hello.
I try.
Try. Good try.
Oh, that was good as well.
I
indeed.
totally agree. It's like an instant transformation. It's
Yeah.
like plastic
Immediate.
surgery that Leonard go through a plastic surgery, change. I was like, this is Leonard. Seriously, Leonard? Asking questions and engaging the audience in then hello was like
Okay. So this is a different mold already, lah. You are remolding yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leonard, you had a question just now?
Yeah. When you say engaging the audience, right? Like you start the speech by calling people names, other people's names. So how do we do it naturally? Because it might seem very artificial for us to start saying, for example, hey, Swan, how are you doing? It
You start with Yi. Okay, rule number 1, you start with Yi. She will just respond to you.
Okay. So I think
Roger that, I'll do that also.
okay, so Yi, you are our, we don't have the gable, now because it's virtual, right? So Yi is our gable. We just, Yi, how are you? I'm doing great. Like to call the meeting to order. Okay, so to answer you, Leonard, right? When I say you connect to the audience, right, you are not connecting one-on-one. You're not like, hey, Swan, how are you? You're not doing that. But you are connecting the collective audience. Because you get 5 people mentioned, right? Automatically, the audience is on your side, really. So you want to do it naturally, very simple, right? You can just say that, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. So as you can see today in this room, we have, then you look at the participants. We have 30 people, a mixture of guests, right? Guests so high, all the guests. Don't want to say everything, say a few names. Oh, then after that, okay, we also have Minu before, it's so long never see you. So welcome to this meeting, and I'm sure today is going to be a wonderful meeting. So you just mention 1, 2, 3 names of that. Then you can move on. Then automatically the audience is on your side already. So it's not a direct, how are you? Or Juliana, how are you? It's more like, hey, Juliana is very so bright today. Just make sure during the timer, don't be there. If not, I feel that it's going to be the amber light. Yeah, but I have to mention her name. So that is the beginning of the power transmitter, transformer. Okay, that is one. Anyone else on your?
Just the other notice from Leonard, right, is you initially change that different level of Leonard, but I believe you don't strategize that toward the end before the start of the first speaker. So I'll notice that. Perhaps also keep an end in mind. How can I transition with that level of energy to the first speaker? So you can kind of raise the atmosphere of the room. Are you ready? We only have 3 speakers, but 3 is a powerful number. Are you ready? So this kind of energy transition into that introducing speaker.
Do we have the best speaker award later? Do you know?
We don't have today. We have no voting. Yes.
Okay. Will Leonard have any more role after this?
I think no more. I think it's the closing speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
so after that is Suwan, your presidential closing, right?
Rachel will do that closing.
Rachel will do the closing. Who will pass to Rachel?
Me, myself.
Okay, so after this end already, Suwan, you take over, right?
Yes.
Do you have any special message that you want to share? If not, I want to give Leonard the opportunity to introduce somebody, and then let's experiment that.
Sure. I'll pass to Leonard lah. I will say Leonard have something to say.
No, it's okay. It means after when we go back, right?
Okay.
After we go back and do this, yeah? We go back. Okay, Leonard, this is what you do, right? You said, okay, I want you to give your whole energy, right? We want to see you do this, right? Okay, so you want, after that, finish it, we go back already. So Leonard, you just say that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm sure you guys learned a lot. And now I hand over the control to Suwan. Just do something like this, just to get you. Huh?
I'll try. Okay.
So it's something like, every time I want to introduce and the best speaker goes to. So I want you to be comfortable with that, right? Build that new mold inside you. So later we just do this, then pass to Suwan, and I don't know, Suwan, you have anything to say? If not, Leonard, just pass straight to Rachel lah. Okay. So Leonard, just say welcome back. I'm sure you guys learned a lot. And to close it off, please join me to welcome for the session closing. Please join me to welcome. Whatever lah. Okay. Just try it.
I will start first lah. Afterwards, I'll try lah. I'll try to instill the energy.
Correct, because what Suwan mentioned is right lah. You have the energy, but you also need the energy when you pass the transition, right? Like when you introduce, and now join me to welcome Minvu.
I love the clapping.
Because this energy is something that I artificially bump up. It's not something that comes naturally. It's not the usual way when I speak. So
yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, so it takes energy to.
Correct. It's your unexplored voice lah. It's not wrong. It's just unexplored, and I need you to build more versatility and agility when it comes to speaking. And if this you have not done before, then let's do it, right? And of course, Juliana, I will also hold you accountable for a TME role. So don't hide behind. So just when you're ready, just tell Mingyan that, hey, give me the TME role, and then practice all this. And then again, because you are in my session, I will also try to observe.
Yeah.
Okay. So Leonard, deal lah. Leonard, Juliana, deal lah. You guys. You guys told me something. Okay. So Leonard, after this, you have to do the thank you. Hope you guys have fun, and join me to welcome for closing. And then pause, build the crescendo. Pause. Then only you say out the name. After that, people will think like, is this Leonard? Is this Leonard or somebody else? Okay. Yeah. So okay, I think we still have time. If you guys want to share anything or any questions, or you guys want more stuff, then I will try to throw in one or two more.
Just one note on our last TME is EJ, right? So I after that meeting, I actually text EJ. So I think one thing that EJ can improve is to be really present and not avoid what is happening within even though it's Zoom or in future physical room. So one of the great example is Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, when he announced that wrong Miss World, Miss Universe? Yeah, he go ahead and said that I'm wrong. So this is what they gave me. So the Miss Universe is Philippine or I can't remember. So he actually addressed that problem. Yeah. So address the problem on the stage and then try to figure out how to bring it back livelier. Yeah.
Correct. It's very true, right? Especially as Toastmaster evening, right? You need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Very important. Because you need to get the elephant out of the sight. If there is a background noise, acknowledge that. If there is a technical glitch, acknowledge that. Just say it out. Like, what? As you can see, there's a noise behind me. There's some renovation. I hope you guys are okay. Right? If you're not okay, just let me know. I will mute myself or whatever lah. Just say it, because people will always think like, people will always have your best interest at heart. So they'll think like, is Leonard struggling? Oh no, there is voice. But you acknowledge it, then it's out of the fight already. And this becomes more important in the physical Toastmasters of the evening. Temperature, right? Very cold, right? Say it out. Very hot, say it out. Very noisy, say it out. People walk in the room, a guest that walk in, a bit lost, acknowledge the, not elephant, right? Acknowledge the guest. Hey, yeah, welcome. Please have a seat. Because when the guest comes in, everybody's attention is on the guest, and everybody will think, shit, nobody greet the guests. How? Then you lose connection. So you just, oh, hi, have a seat, acknowledge, close, and then continue. This is also another TME skill. So as you can see, right, just really for a closure for the last 2 minutes, right, you can see Toastmasters of evening is not a procedural officer. It is an expressive, anticipative, and agile role. And there's just so many space you can play if you know how to manage. And it's all about managing the situation in the moment and making the best out of that moment. Is it something that somebody say? Is it something that somebody do? Bring it out and elevate the whole situation. Or it could be something that you saw on the way to the meeting venue. Maybe on the way to the meeting venue, you see there's a huge party there. Then capture that, go to the meeting. Guys, we are here today. I know there's a huge party out there, but I'm sure we can do better than that, right? Right? Okay. Relevancy of a situation, right? You are the transformer of energy. Make sense?
Oh, yes, amazing tips. Thank you. I was gonna ask you, Chen Chen, how did you learn all this? How did you become so good in this whole thing?
Yeah.
I do this.
You can
It's
sum
very,
it up
very
in
fun.
45 minutes.
Oh,
45
Juliana, to answer your question, please join our next month group intensive learning. So you'll learn how to actually use your voice, your body language, your facial expression. Is all interconnected. Trust me.
Okay, maybe if Juliana, you want an answer from me, I can give it in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Emulate other speakers, copy them, and discover yourself through other speakers. You will get the timing, you get the rhythm, you get the feeling. So I love Guang, so I emulate a lot of Guang. Guang is one speaker, right? And I love Danajaya. I emulate a lot of Danajaya. So in that moment when I need to do something, I'm actually channeling a part of Guang inside of me because I have reflected on that. Right. So I'd love to share with you more. You just WhatsApp me, yeah? Okay. Finish it.
Thank you.
60 seconds. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Chen
60
Chen.
seconds.
So Juliana, next time, next TME.
I'll start first, is it?
Yeah, already.
Hey, but I think Suwan, you should promote the what later. I think
Rachel will do that. Rachel will do that.
Okay. So Leonard, can I?
Leonard, let's go.
Okay.
Let's
I'll try
go.
to be energetic. Okay.
One. I just laughed when you were talking.
You early.
No problem.
You
The other
edit
group is
early,
still
yeah.
coming back. Okay, wait, there's a evaluation. I think Joanna has a lot to say, but they will be back in less than 10 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry, not 10 seconds. 25 seconds. They're coming back.
A lot to say.
Hello, welcome everyone. I trust everybody enjoyed the session and is able to learn a lot from the session. As there's a saying that goes, every good things come to an end, but the best always come in the end. Let me now introduce the last speaker of this session. Drum rolls! Toastmaster Rachel to deliver her closing speech. Toastmaster Rachel, I pass the floor to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Leonard. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed today's unconventional hybrid meeting because I know I did. I feel super enlightened after taking a peek into Diane's GE surgery room and very, very uplifted after learning all the life lessons from Suwan, Gigi, and Juliana. So just before I go into my main segment of this closing segment, I just wanted to give a few rounds of appreciation to everyone here. I think first of all to our surgeons, Dr. Diane, Chen Chun, and Dr. Joanna for showing us all the major organs in the body And I think I even discovered some organs that I didn't even know that I had in my body. So thank you so much for taking your time, to put together the slides for us. Very, very much appreciated. For our speakers, Juliana, Yi, and Suwan, for volunteering to take up and deliver speeches under such a short notice. Your messages today were really heartwarming and I felt all fuzzy inside. So thank you so much. And thank you, Suwan, for taking my spot for the speech because I backed out at the last minute. Thank you. And thank you to our role players and our evaluators for today, TME, Leonard for your energy, our timer, KJ, thank you for always keeping us on time, Christopher for opening the session and setting the stage, and all our evaluators, and especially Toastmaster Ollie, who has, really shown what it means for us to expect more by delivering his first evaluation even before he has delivered his icebreaker speech. So can we all please unmute and give another round of applause for Toastmaster Ollie.
Congratulations.
Well done, well done.
Yes, and also last but not least, I would like to thank the two people who has been working behind the scenes to curate this special hybrid meeting for all of us, and that is none other than our Mr. VPE Mingyan, who is definitely not a minion, and our President Suwan. Thank you for curating. Yes. Thank you for curating this meeting for us. And just to share, this meeting really came about solving two pain points that we had. I think it started off as a pain point which we had in not enough speech slots, right? So this meeting was initially planned for us to provide more slots for members to give their speeches. But then we also realized the reason why we have not enough speech slots was because a lot of members were not taking up the leadership roles in the meeting, right? So there was a lack of demand for leadership roles such as TME, GE roles, right? So because of that, we also thought, okay, why not, have, teach our members to learn the tips and tricks of, TME and GE roles, and hopefully they would feel more empowered to take on these roles. And I know that for me, I've never done a GE role, and I'm definitely feeling very empowered to do my first GE role. So thank you for curating this learning session for us. All right, and I think now I've shared my feelings. It's time for the rest of you, right, to play little mini GE roles, right, to evaluate this session today. So I think two things that, I think anyone can unmute themselves and just share perhaps two things. The first thing is, what did you like about the meeting? So this can be, what did you learn about today's session, or what was your biggest takeaway? And then number two, I wish. So what do you think that you want to learn more in future, or what do you think that could be better about the meeting? So I like and I wish. Would anyone like to, start off? They are sharing. Any volunteers? Otherwise, I will pick. Okay, Toastmaster Juliana, over to you.
Sure, thank you, Rachel. So the first question what I liked about the session was the breakout rooms. So I liked that I learned so much. I had literally, I was taking down notes actually. So if you can see, I've got my notes there. And I learned that two key takeaway, I need to keep sight of time as well as build rapport when I enter in the room as a TME. So I felt that these were very powerful messages. I've never thought of this part of the of this role before. And as a second part, the question was I wish to have more similar sessions. Like today I learned about TME. So I'd like to have that space where I can learn from like the likes of the rest of the trainers, like Diane or Chris or what's the other trainer? Ashley, was it? Or Charlene? Or was it Joanna? So so just around, how we could just learn and leverage from all the experienced people. So I wish these similar sessions would take place in the next, nearest future. Thank you.
Thanks for the feedback, Juliana. And I have a little announcement to be made later on, but stay tuned for that. Would anyone else like to share their evaluation of today's session? Okay, perhaps Ollie, would you like to share your evaluation?
What I like about today's session, it's, I don't know, in terms of the face that I see, all are similar, but it just feels very comfortable for me to speak in today's session. Perhaps kudos to DTM Christopher for starting the meeting in a very relaxed tone as opposed to our formal meetings, I would say. Yeah, that is what I like. In terms of what I wish is that, sorry, I would like to continue on what I like first. The breakout sessions, it was really good. It gives us a very personal sense of communications, a stage for us to have a chat, mingle around, get to know the tips and insights of how to be an evaluator. That really helps me to understand what are the score sheets to take note, especially, I mean, you can't really evaluate without knowing what are the score sheets, right? So Joanna have shared all the tips and it's very useful for me, very insightful. All the notes are well written. I'll take note of that. And also as well as the pointers on strengths, improvement, and also the wrapping up session. So yeah, it's really useful for me as a very newbie. So as what I see in our smaller group of Virgin, as being an evaluator. In terms of what I wish is that to have more sessions, and that would really enable me to brush up the skills and learn with all of you all together. Yeah. Thank you. Back to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ollie. Yeah, we have a little surprise for you at the end, so stay tuned. Perhaps we could also hear from one of our surgeons. Would one of our surgeons like to volunteer to give their evaluation of the meeting today?
I can give some.
Okay, I see.
Me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think what I like about the whole session is you guys had the breakout and you have the practice session. So as you can see, just now Leonard was actually practicing. And after the post-mortem, we actually gave him a challenge to up his energy again. Hence, when he came back, he suddenly turned into a different monster. So, but I think the whole structure of how we do this kind of workshop is something that we all should replicate in more future workshops. Like you teach, learn, reflect, and then you grow from there. What I wish to have is, I hope there are more members who see the benefit of this, because it's almost like half of us who actually attended. So perhaps we could, share in the WhatsApp group or something, just tell them, hey, today I learned about this, you guys should join the next one. And then also share the videos of the other breakout rooms so that it easily accessed, and feel free to share to the public. This is how we show that we are good in what we do. So that is probably my wish list. Okay, Rachel, back to you.
Thank you, Ginger. And I think we do have plans to put it up on Facebook, I heard. All right. So so would anyone else like to share their evaluations?
Hey Rachel, this is Chris here. I just want to share something. What I like is the members of Elite, especially everyone in this room, other than the role players. What I like is you guys have the courage and have the initiative to break out from your bubble, your comfort bubble, and develop and explore to learn more. And this is what I like about you guys on your attitude and your character. So kudos to that. What I wish is, like what Chin Chun said, please get more friends in so that we can share these benefits and we can help you grow you guys even a better person. Thank you.
All right. So like Suwan said, let's build up the FOMO, right? For those who could out there. Okay.
Can I also share the last one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think first of all, right, I wanted to really say thank you to Rachel, Suwan, and also Mei Yan. Three of you are the mastermind for today's session. So it's really kudos to three of you, the mastermind who come up with this brilliant idea, which is like very different from where our usual meeting is. So thank you very much for that. And I really love today's sessions because it is like what Chen Chun said, right? Is we learn, then we practice. This is where we can grow. When like doing is the part that makes us grow. And if we're to start from the beginning of the meeting, right? I would say Christopher did a very start the stage, right? He mentioned that he is the one who initiated the whole thing. Started the whole the floor, right? Then he stayed the floor very relaxed, and then I like the way he introduced this part today. It's very creative. Like it makes me like bring back to my memory when I go into the hospital, meet the surgeons and everyone. So I felt that it is a very creative way of doing this. And as of course, I especially like all the breakout rooms. I'm in Joanna's room. This is where I have a more closer. I can get to learn more and then take down a lot of notes. I felt this session is very more like personal, and it's like a small group discussion that where I can accelerate my learning. Yeah. So I think what is next is I hope that also probably we can also turn, just a thought, like maybe our regular meeting, we can turn this into something like this so that more of our members can reach out to more of our members, and at the same time, this role can be introduced to them as well. Then they can, and our education minister, then you can easily pick all the role, the roles that, and in the future. Yep, that's it for me. To you, Rachel.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay, one last slot. Is there anyone who would like to, share their thoughts?
Can I share mine?
Okay, yes, sure, Minian, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I was in Diane's breakup room, so I really learned a lot from Diane, the GE checklist, a very comprehensive and detailed checklist, and I'm sure every one of you does learn a lot in your respective breakup room too, from our grand mentors, Chen Chun, and from our past presidents. Joanna, she's our past president. So she's amazing. She did a lot of good table topic sessions, very good evaluators, and that goes to the rest of our facilitators. And I feel touched is because all of you learned something, you get something from here, and then I hope that you could apply it in the next sessions. And please feel free to approach me to book a slot for the 3 roles, or else I will come after you after these sessions. Bye-bye.
Yes, and for anyone who would, after today's session, who feels empowered, to take on bigger roles, do contact our VPE, Minian. So, last part of our session, and my promise and my little surprise for you guys.
I saw Diane want to say something. Diane?
Oh, sorry.
We still have some time. Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Minian share already. It's okay. I've spoken enough already. I've spoken a lot. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, so first announcement is that if you like today's meeting, we have, follow up from today's meeting. So we have designed a Stage Academy, which is basically two weekends in October, where we'll be delving into the core foundations of communication, vocal foundation, body language as well as storytelling. So this would be held on the 9th of October, which is next Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., as well as on the 23rd of October. So you should be seeing a comms and a registration link from Ming Yan this coming weekend. So just a heads up on this. Keep your Saturday mornings free because this is going to be very fun and very interactive. So you seriously wouldn't want to miss out on this. And you get the first heads up before the other 15 members. So do note, please join in. And also, of course, this is only exclusive for elite TMC members. So unfortunately, if you have guests, they won't be allowed to join. All right. Second announcement, which I had, is that if you again enjoyed the session like today and want to be, have the heart to curate these kind of learning experiences for our members, myself, Ming Yan, and Suwan, we are recruiting people to join in our learning committee. And in this learning committee, we will be the ones who would be shaping the learning journey of our members. So we are looking for, at least 2 to 3 people to join us. So if you are interested, please reach out to either myself, Ming Yan, or Suwan, and just get in touch with us. And we would love to have you on board our learning committee. And with that said, I think that's all I have for today. I would like to pass the control back to Toastmaster Christopher, if you have any last words before we end our meeting.
No lah, I'm not going to die yet, so I don't have any last words.
Okay, no last words.
My surgery was successful. Thanks to Dr. Diane, Dr. Joanna, and Dr. Ching Chun. So thank you very much. Back to you. The hospital is very rich now.
All right, okay, that's all for tonight. I will give the time back to all of you, and yeah, have a happy weekend, and look forward to seeing everyone in our next meeting on the 7th of October. Have a good night, everyone, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. See y'all.
Remember to
Hi, everyone.
Bye. When you
remember to fill up the
exit,
feedback form.
there will be a pop-up form, so do fill that up.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
So sorry.
no problem.
Bye-bye. See you all.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jingman.
Bye, Suhan. Hey there, baby.
No, Joanna.
Bye, Ollie.
Ollie, whose kid is that?
Ollie.